let's do a what went wrong first, because that's always more fun anyway. We were contracted by quite a large Quango arm of the UK government, so not strictly central government, but an organisation associated with, to look at the data centre where their information was hosted. There was a lot of personal identifiable information they were concerned about from a data protection point of view. But that data centre, run by a third party, also hosted UK critical information, shall I say, without being too specific. So it's not owned by UK government, but operated with them as a client. One colleague decided to take an approach of physical penetration testing, and we got sign-off for this. So he manufactured a pass that looked exactly like an employee pass for that data center. Not difficult to do, having done a bit of Googling to find the right images and a bit of on-site reconnaissance. Anyway, he turned up. There's no pedestrian access at the front of the building, all been closed off from whatever the building had been used for before. So he went around the back and found the vehicle entrance, which was quite seriously protected. A turnstile, like for a football game, or a UK football game anyway, maybe 8 foot high, and barriers that the vehicles had to pass through with card code access. And he looked at that, he scratched his head for a couple of minutes, waited for a vehicle to draw up, and as the vehicle passed through, he just walked behind its rear fender and just went into the car park behind it. Although there was CCTV around, nothing seemed to happen. Cut a short story long, he checked out the main entrance for staff and found it to be well patrolled, well controlled, again, turnstiles and card access and PIN code access altogether. So he wandered down a couple of ramps and found vehicle access again, and there was a door to a staircase that led into the main canteen area of the building, in fact. And guess what? Someone had got so tired with buzzing that in and out that they turned the security off and the door was propped open. So he walked straight in. He went round the entire building with no identification, knocking on doors and being given access just because he asked for it. He went out through the main reception, claiming to have left his pass in his car. They let him back in again and out again. And he did what we call a proof of concept, where he effectively planted like a USB stick pretending to be malware in one of the computers. He also demonstrated access to data and to physical property, and left again with no one the wiser. He was in there for the best part of 60, 90 minutes. Yeah, it really doesn't matter on what sector we're talking about, or even whether it's comparatively high security environment. There's a perception that once you're past the perimeter, you must be okay. Sometimes, the stronger the physical perimeter around the building, the more people assume you must be okay. And not wearing a badge is seldom a problem. I don't think, we may have been challenged a couple of times in the past, but it's easy to get out of it just with a relatively cock and bull story and maybe some forged credentials.